Hello everyone, and welcome to the new episode of Nature's Honor. How is everyone doing? It's been a while, but there's a reason for that. I bring you a very special one. For episode 10, I thought I should bring someone who means a lot to me and also made me a better person. He is Elisha Long, full of life experience, good vibes and wisdom. I'm really hoping you get something out of this conversation, and yeah, enjoy! Hello man, welcome to the show. It's my honor to have you here and I'm looking forward to our talk.
Bro, I'm honored, man. Thanks for having me on. This is cool. I never really do any of these. But yeah, man, thanks for reaching out and just, saying hi and that you wanted to talk. I love it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, before we start, I just have to say that you were a huge inspiration, I say, to me a few years ago. Like when I was in a rut, when I was dealing with depression, when I didn't know where to go in life, I just saw you basically like an older brother just talking in front of the camera, explaining things, and that really resonated with me. That actually got me into making my own YouTube videos 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and stuff like that. So you were a big part of my journey, and just because of that, like for this 10th episode of my podcast, I want to have you on. I want to have you here, just so I could show to other people how helpful you can be, what wisdom you have. So yeah.
Dude, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. What was the back in the day? How many years ago? Did you discover the channel?
I'd say around 2018 was the year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I was talking about during those times. I remember I started out with the NoFap videos and just kind of bounced around. But yeah, dude, I love to see that you created your own stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, because it showed me that okay, this is a platform that everyone can tell their own message and everyone can show to others what they did to help themselves. And speaking of that, how did you get into this video making, or even that before that? How did you get into self-improvement? What made you share your journey with others?
Yeah, let me go back. But first off, bro, what do you want me to call you? Should I call you Chad?
Yeah, sure.
I'll call you Chad. All right. So, my parents died when I was 19. My mom died first and my dad died shortly after. So after that, I kind of forced to move out. I'm the oldest out of 6 kids. So I moved out on my own, and man, dude, it was tough. It was tough going from your mom making you meatloaf and eggs every morning and oatmeal, and then not having anyone there, no guidance, nothing. So that was kind of when my world turned upside down. Long story short, I'm just working 3 jobs, getting depressed, getting kind of fed up. It was hard, struggling with money. I was into bodybuilding, but I kind of lost that desire to lift weights just because, there was so much on my plate at the time. I was working a night shift job. When I was 21, I got a bartending job on the weekends. And then I also was cleaning this church and these apartments in the morning after the night shift job. So just kind of worn out, bro. And the night shift, that graveyard shift can creep up on you, make you depressed. No vitamin D, no sunlight, no nature. So it was around this time that I actually discovered the book by Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. And I remember that was the first book that really I had read for a long time that showed me the light, And I remember the quote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength.
Yeah.
And that right there kind of gave me the mindset of look, I can't keep moping and complaining about my life and how hard it is. I have to change things. I have to set out and I have to change things. I remember around that time, I made a commitment to myself, all right, I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to make my life better. And so from that point on, I started reading, I started trying to get disciplined. I just embraced the suffering. Yeah. I started working, I started working I moved back to the city I was originally from, and I started working at a car wash. And it was around this time that, I started feeling pretty good, man. The workouts are going good. I'm healthy. I'm talking to girls. I'm being social. I'm making some money, living on my own. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe maybe this could help someone else. Because I had all these ideas, I was brimming with ideas. My buddy told me, hey man, you should jump on camera and try YouTube out. So I just recorded a video. It was on my patio. I lit an incense. I was nervous as hell, dude. Like seriously, like I still get nervous getting on camera. It's just not normal to talk in front of a camera.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very it's especially because you're alone in the room. Like you're alone with the camera, so it's a bit odd at first, but you do kind of grow used to it. So anyway, I kept doing that. I remember a couple people liked what I had to say, and they were like, thank you. Like, thanks for putting this out there. This motivated me. This inspired me. I'm going to go to the gym now, or I'm going to try, I'm going to try this or that. And once I heard that, dude, it was like a light went off in my mind, like dopamine, I was like, this is it. This I could sink my teeth into. And that's really it. Is I think for years, I didn't have anything to sink my teeth into. I did a little bit with the bodybuilding, like I said, but there was once that I was kind of like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do steroids. I don't want to go down that route. I know I'm going to have to do some gear if I'm going to be a professional.
Yeah, you competed, right? You did the show.
Yeah, right. I competed 3 times, and I just realized, man, I don't like what's the point of this? I couldn't come up with a big enough why. A big enough why, the how will follow. So I couldn't come up with a big enough why. So yeah, man, I just went full force into YouTube because I loved it. I still do love it. And I love helping. I love sharing that good information, kind of things that have helped me, my experiences. Dude, I was pumping out like 2-3 videos a day in the beginning. That was and here's a great book for anyone listening. I don't know if you've read this. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller.
I did because you recommended it.
Yeah, that book really gave me the keys to the kingdom, because there was a quote in there that says, you got to ask yourself this daily. What is the one thing that I can do that by doing will make everything else in my life easier or unnecessary?
Yeah. And
that is a great mindset, I believe. But you got to get real with yourself. A lot of guys, you'll ask that question. They say, well, I need to stop like playing video games, or I need to like do NoFap. I need to hit 90 days NoFap, or I need to, lose weight. That's not what the answer to the question is. You have to actually come up with something that you are doing. One thing that you do daily that is like a domino, and you flick that domino and the chain effect occurs. And so for me, my one thing at the time was I need to make a video every single day, because I knew that was the way to gain traction and to build momentum to creating a subscriber like following. And that one thing changes over time. But anyway, back to your question, man, that is kind of why I started, and that's what I've been doing, and just kind of developing that over time. And that's it, bro.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And it's the same with me, because I didn't know what I like to do. I didn't know what was that one thing, what I'm going to commit myself to. But exactly like you, when some people told me, thank you for this, thank you for that, you helped me in this, that just reassured like that belief that I had, that I maybe want to help people, that's maybe my purpose. Well, when I started actually really getting those messages, getting that feedback, then something like in my heart, I just knew this is it. I want to help as many people as I can, share what I know, share what I'm learning as I live. And it's something so powerful about that. It's literally that you feel more happy when someone else succeeds than you do when you succeed. It's crazy. But I believe, brother. But other than that, I want to ask you, like,
let me just real quick. Did you grow up as a Christian or religious?
Yes, I did.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so did I, dude. And I feel like learning the story of looking at Jesus' life in the Bible with the disciples, going around spreading the gospel, and then at the end, he goes back up to heaven. He says, continue to spread the gospel. Yeah. And I think for us, we've taken these lessons and this desire to improve and this desire to help. There's this energy that you can feel that you can give to other people, man. Yeah. You can really give off good king-like energy to other people. And the more that you give, the more you receive. I truly believe that. And I think we both found a way to give. We found a way to spread the gospel in a sense of that people can eliminate their suffering and they can live a better life than what they're living
Hmm.
now. You can get out of any bad circumstance, and you can change your life. And I think this was the medium for us to do that. YouTube,
Absolutely.
Instagram, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, just real quick about the King energy.
Hmm.
I think it's our responsibility as healthy men not to get too consumed with our egos and narcissistic and individualized, because it's very easy to get that way.
Hmm.
I think the whole point of having all this energy and this physique and this freedom is so that we can share that with other people, is
Hmm.
so that we can help them in their life and not just, oh, look at me, so it's just too easy to do that.
Well,
So
yeah, you're being a beacon of light. When you look good, when you treat yourself right, you just become this. You stand out, but not in a way like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. But there's this energy, like say, king energy, that you can, just by being that person, you can spread to others. And this is the thing about helping others. It's not maybe just about you uh, going through quotes of books and then telling it to others. It's about being that guy who went through some things, and then just by you being there, that's enough for someone. Just that's enough, because
yeah,
they can see, okay, this guy has a good body, this guy has that look in his eye. It goes down
yeah,
to
that
that.
look, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
man. I really believe it, dude. Like the more that you can help people, when you can solve problems, it even transfers into business. Like if you
Mhm.
think about creating a business and making money, I mean, you're just solving problems. You're making people's lives a little bit easier.
Yeah.
You do that on a large enough scale, you get paid for it. And so, and what do people need? A good framework to work in is like everyone wants more money, everyone wants love and relationships, and everyone wants health. And
Yes.
so if you can kind of like, find your niche in those things, but yeah, man, it's just making people's lives better. That's it. And
Absolutely.
sharing what you know, how you made your own life better.
Yeah.
And we all have our unique story, like I have my unique story, and I think people could relate to that. And you also, Chad, like you have your own story.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know your background. Can you tell me about yourself? Because I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah.
Like
Of course.
you live
Of
in
course.
Romania, right?
No,
Yeah.
Croatia. Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, not a lot of people know this because I haven't properly talked about it. But for me, the biggest, I guess, catalyst, the biggest thing that made me improve was just, for example, I had acne all over my body, back,
Yeah.
like it was severe, like really, really bad. Uh, and yeah,
That's tough.
yeah, and when you're like teen, when you're younger, those things really impact you. Not because of them alone, but because of the pressure of other people. Because when you go to the beach, you cannot take off your shirt. When you are going on a gym class, you're being anxious, stuff like that, and then all of it turns out into like this self-destructive behavior, these depressed thoughts, even suicidal thoughts, and then it all comes together. You start doing negative habits, you start smoking weed, you start doing all these things just so to cope with the pain.
To cope.
Yeah, exactly. And it's either, when you go down enough, it's either, okay, I'm going to do something, or I'm going to completely fall, or even kill myself. No, it's literally like a line, thin line. But if a person takes that, suffering, if he takes that experiences and actually uses it as a fuel, then you will completely transform yourself. And that's what I did. I completely embraced my problems, embraced everything, and I used that actually as a reason why I should be better. Okay, I suffered, I went through this and that. Okay, now I have a reason why to not suffer anymore. I have a reason why God, for example, God made me like this, so I could actually learn from it and be better. That was my mindset while I was improving myself. And yeah, I started doing
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I started with gym, of course, the most common thing. Started training, and training is always close to my heart because it teaches you so many things about life. The first one is you show up and you get the results. If you don't show up, you don't get the results. And how much you put in the effort, that's how much you will gain. And this simple, equation, like this simple philosophy. Okay, I'm doing something and I'm getting results, and then you see them in the mirror. This does wonders for your mental health. This does wonders, and that's how I started. And when you start training, you start eating better, you start sleeping more, then maybe you read a few books, you get into meditation, you get into this and that. And from then on, it was just like slow growth, you know, the domino effect, the compound effect that you talk about.
Yeah.
And it went and went and went. And then at one point, I started, you know, giving advice to my friends because I was feeling good. I was feeling better. And time went on, and it turned into this. It turned into me sharing myself, my journey, my experiences to others, because I believe it can help them, or at least show them a different way out of life. And like my purpose right now, maybe it can change, maybe it won't, but my purpose right now to help as many people as possible to get out of their head, you know, to stop being a slave to their past experience or to their experience right now, and to thrive in the modern world, you know, to finally slay those demons. And everyone can do this because everyone can do this because maybe you had a tough journey, you had an easier journey. It doesn't matter because everyone can do just a bit better and change the world for the better.
I agree, man. Dude, let me ask you, do you ever plan on showing your face?
Yeah.
Like to the man. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I
in a
think
few
that's
years'
important.
time, or in next year or the second year, because I have.
Bro, you're handsome. Put that face out there. Let's go.
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason I'm called Nature Chad, because beard, hair.
No, I like the name. I'm saying, I just feel like there's so many guys on I don't know, Instagram, maybe YouTube, but they just don't show their face. I don't understand.
I believe I know why. I mean, because I have different reasons, but the main reason is this. It creates this sense of you know, someone's anonymous, and it shifts the focus on the content, and then you wonder, how does this person look? You know, you are curiosity, and
but humans relate, man. We're, you know, if a baby doesn't see another face making faces at it, it goes crazy. Like, you know, like you need to see someone's face and micro expressions. You need to be able to relate to that person.
Yeah, and I agree.
You know. Yeah, that's all. But I just want to see you, bro.
Yeah, but I think the last thing is that there's this guy that you know, Solbra, and
sure.
Like 90% of the people who hide their face now are inspired by him. So that's the biggest reason.
I know there are a bunch of copycats.
Yeah, so that's the biggest reason.
Another thing for business, like Solbra was kind of the first to do that.
Yeah.
You know, which it was amazing. Like, you know, he's the leader in that. But I really think that you need to embrace your own twist, bro. Like, I know you do have your own twist, but part of that is your authentic self, showing yourself, not being afraid. You know, like a lot of people are just copying Solbra. But if you're talking about building a brand and building like a business eventually, I don't think that's the best way.
I agree. Personally. I agree. And like I said, I will probably do it. If it's a personal brand. Yeah, I'll probably do it in a year or two. I'm already like started slowly to tell people my first name, stuff like that, and it will probably change into my full name and then Nature Chad, you know, because this is something.
Is it Chad?
Yeah, what?
Is it Chad?
Maro.
Oh, bro, that's a great name, man, Maro. I don't probably butcher that. But,
no, it's good.
Beautiful name, man.
Thank you, man. And yeah, like I said, it's something that will naturally grow. You know, as I continue to grow, I continue to expand my influence, so will I also just embrace it, you know. Once you show your face, bro, everyone's gonna scoop the nuts and start showing their face. Probably.
You're gonna start a revolution, man. But, bro, don't cut this out of the podcast, by the way.
I won't. Like, at least you won't cut anything. All right, man. So, but back to what I was talking about, you know, about the backstory and stuff like that. But there's one thing that I mentioned here, and I want to hear your opinion on it. And that's about looking at the past, and then, you know, some people see these suffering events as trauma, as something bad. But I believe a person can actually, with their mindset alone, look at those things as something good, as something that was actually very important for them to happen. So, what do you have like to say about that? Because I know you also went through some bad times, but how do you look at it now? Is it still like something that's hurting you, or something that's like, you know, that's what I was meant to do, and that's what put me into this position right now?
Yeah, so the first book I read on this was again Meditations, but then I also read As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, I believe. Have you read that?
I didn't yet.
It's a short little book, but it's all, you know, he says the man is a master gardener of his mind. And like, you got to trim the weeds, you know, man. And it's so easy to let those weeds grow and take over. And then it's really hard to maneuver that interstate. So I think in behavioral psychology, or just in therapy, there's a thing called CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And the whole thing is about just reframing your circumstance and your mindset. And so if I lose my job today, say I was working, I lost my job, I got fired, I could take that as, oh, I'm going to be a freaking failure, I'm no good, I'm gonna, well, you could look at it like that, or you can take a second to reframe it and be like, this is an opportunity for me to get the hell out of there and go make something of myself, to do something I've been putting off. And this is going to light a fire under my ass.
Yes.
And so, yeah, man, that's just reframing is so powerful. So powerful.
And yeah, about that, like you said, it's like, for example, you lost a job. But the one thing that not a lot of people are aware of, how powerful it is for your growth, for your just being a man, is getting a job if you don't have one. Getting a job, getting
Absolutely.
Any jobs. Like you can go ahead, because I know you, like you said, you worked 3 jobs at one point, and just what that does to a young man. What that does to your mindset.
What was your first job?
My first job, I was peeling potatoes and onions. That's what in the kitchen.
You were peeling them. Oh, that's funny, bro. That's funny.
Yeah, that was.
I did the same exact thing. I worked for a pizza shop, and I had to do the potatoes every day and the onions. Yeah, where'd you work? Like, why'd you do potatoes and onions?
It was because of my school. There was like this 30 days where you had to work in the hotels. Like it was not paid and anything like that, but it was to teach you. So that was my first job, and then afterwards I started, going being a waiter. I was a receptionist. I was basically everything in tourism. I worked mostly in tourism. I still do it. Like the reason why we couldn't record like last month was because I was working every day for 2 shifts. So I finally got some time. But yeah, mostly tourism. Staying on the feet, working a lot.
Yeah, bro. No, that's, again, like you said, with the work, I think it's very good for a man to work. It's hard to want to work if you don't have a job.
Yeah.
You realize the importance of work after you have a job. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. It's hard to get motivated to get out there and do something that you think is meaningless and worthless. I think people, especially young guys, they listen to Gary Vee and all these guys, and they think that they need purpose and passion. They need passion.
Yeah.
You don't need fucking passion at first, dude. You need to work, you need to get your hands dirty, and you need to be social. And when you're out there and you're like learning the game, that's when you start to develop the purpose. All those things come after you take the first steps.
Yes.
And that's working, bro. And sometimes you just got to embrace the suck, like work some shitty jobs, and they're not the most but fun, but they pay you and they give you the resources to change your environment and to invest in yourself, to invest in different opportunities, and the amount of people that you meet, dude. Like, for instance, for me, I was working the car wash, and funny enough, the general manager at the dealership saw my YouTube videos. He's like, you know what? You kind of got this thing for selling. Like, you kind of got this thing about you where you could sell. And he started doing NoFap too. He's like 40. He's like 40 years old, bro. He's doing NoFap. Anyway.
Legend, yeah.
Yeah, right? So he's like, you know what? Come on my team. Like, get on my team and I'll teach you how to sell. I guarantee you make more money than you ever had. I was nervous as hell. I was shaking in my boots on the phone. I remember I made a phone call in front of everyone. And dude, I was like choking up, felt like a complete idiot. But again, that reframing, like I was like, okay, I'm a student, I'm new to this, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna become good, I'm gonna get good at this.
Yeah.
And then, dude, a couple months in, I got salesman of the month for like 4 months in a row. I think my highest month ever, I made like right around 10 grand. Now 10 grand is like $1 million, dude, coming from making like less than 2 grand a month.
Yeah.
Like, when you make that kind of money, something in your brain shifts. The dopamine, something happens, bro, where like you understand that you are capable of making a lot of money. You're capable of doing more than you thought. If I never took that, I don't know I don't know where I'd be. Now, I'm not saying go out and sell cars because it is kind of a cutthroat game. It's kind of hard,
Yeah.
but it's okay to do those hard things. But the thing is, it's long hours, and even though the money is good, it's very it's like it's in a loop. Like it's very hard to get out of that and do something more. I guess you could climb the ranks in your positions like general manager or work in finance, but it's just a big time drain.
Yeah,
So,
and especially if you don't see yourself doing that job, for years. If you don't see
yeah,
yourself loving it, not in a sense that you have to love your job, but in a sense that if you wake up every day dreading your existence, then there is no point in doing that. But
exactly.
but
Exactly.
again,
Another thing, a little
yeah,
nuance. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I gotta say this is I, the whole community talks about freedom and how we want freedom, and I agree with that because there's nothing like having freedom to do whatever that you want. But I think men quickly realize that we need something to sink our teeth into. We need purpose, man. Without purpose, you just have free time. And free time quickly turns into you being pulled along by your basic instincts, which is like overconsume food, overconsume media, spend more time on your phone, watch more porn, do
yeah,
degenerate stuff, drink more. It quickly turns into hedonism. Like if you don't have anything on your plate, like a job for a lot of people is an anchor. Like it gives them an anchor in their life, 9 to 5, make some money, do my work, come home,
yeah, yeah,
relax,
yeah.
and hang out with my kids. And that's a good setup. That's not bad at all.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
I literally wrote a post the other day about this topic. It's called "You Don't Want to Work."
Oh yeah.
But before that, I'll actually read it out so everyone can
Sure.
look
Let's
at
hear
it.
it.
But before that, I just want to mention that when you're working a job, it actually might seem that you have less time, and you do. But you will actually do achieve more because you know that your schedule is packed. You know that you don't have enough time to lay all day to relax. But this is the time. This is the time frame where I work, and now this is the time frame where I need to train. This is the time frame where I need to do this and that. And when you're working, you'll actually be more productive. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing.
That's a good point. You
Yeah.
are more bro. And I actually experienced that this morning, dude. Because like I'm like, all right, I got to talk to this guy, man. I'm excited. I'm kind of pumped. You're kind of nervous. What are you going to talk about? It's so funny how you get nervous too before you do things like this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in reality, we're just two bros like talking. But anyway, I'm waking up extra early. I'm like, eating and like going on a ruck, just getting prepared, just to clear the mind. But it's funny how that works when you set a deadline or you put
Yeah.
something in front of you.
Yeah. But to read this post out. So basically, it's called "You Don't Want to Work." Quit your job. 9 to 5 is soul crushing. Start your own business. Don't be a corporate slave. And what then, my friend? Is it going to be smooth sailing from this moment on? Are you finally free? The reality is, you will have to work even harder than you did before. There is no easy way out in life. A lot of people just don't want to work. They want to start a business and believe they can just lay on their couch and have an easy life. This translates into other aspects of life. They won't train hard for physique, they won't eat right for their health, they won't invest time to build relationships. If you're not taking advantage of your time right now, then you can be sure that you won't do it when you have more time. It's simply an excuse we tell ourselves. Start now. This doesn't mean you deliberately make your life tougher, but most of the times the easier path will be less rewarding and the tougher one will be right for your development and success. Back to quitting your job. 9 to 5s aren't necessarily evil. The world we're living in was built by people who grinded their arses off. If there's a profession you like and you work in shifts, why is that a bad thing? There are of course horrible jobs and working for yourself is beautiful, but it's not that black and white. So, you want to be free, right? Well, freedom doesn't mean laziness. Freedom comes through discipline. You still have to show up every day. There's no one above you to point you into the right direction. You are responsible for everything. When you either win or fail, you're going to face the consequences directly. Am I discouraging you to start something on your own? No. I hope that you achieve everything you want, and I'm supporting you all the way through it. But be ready to bleed, be ready to work. There's no easy way out of life. Much love. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
basically it. Yeah, the people like going in on those 9 to 5 jobs, they are bad, this is that. No, they're very good actually, unless you're literally killing yourself. But other than that, the starting businesses is not for everyone, and work is necessary for your development, for immense development.
Let's go in on this, dude, because this is a big thing that we all got to worry about as men is making money,
Yeah.
right? I have this idea I've been talking about. I call it the pirate's life. And the pirate's life, you think about pirates, they're these guys on ships, they have their crew, they're sailing the open seas. And the main thing is a pirate doesn't really give a damn about blending in with society. All right, he's kind of on the outskirts. He doesn't care if to have the newest Mercedes Benz.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care to have the biggest house. He's doing his thing, hanging out with his boys, drinking rum, sailing the high seas, you know, thieving here and there, robbing other ships. I'm not saying to rob, but what I'm saying is I think it all motivates us to live a life on our terms. Now, I think that's why people are so attracted to entrepreneurship and business and making their own money, so they don't have to work a shitty job, so that they can be free and they can live outside of what society tells them. Now, my idea is this. If you want to live the pirate's life, you don't need much. First off, a couple of grand a month, dude, can get you to move out of your parents' house. A couple of grand a month can get you to have your own place and have your own launch pad. When you're living at your parents' house and your mom's saying, wash your dirty boxers, boy, like you're worried about your mom coming in on you when you're butt ass naked, or like your mom's still cooking for you. It's tough to really like have that desire to make it, it's tough when you have your parents and their opinions always on your back. Anyway, I think getting your own pad is huge, and just living life on your own terms, man. You don't need much money. You need a couple grand a month, and you can build from there. You don't need the super nice new clothes or the super nice car. You don't have to worry about what society's telling you is their version of value.
Exactly, man.
So,
yeah, and it all goes together. For example, when you have that reason why, when you just have that goal, okay, I want to move out, that's enough to give you purpose, enough to get you just going. And when you move out, you don't have to worry right now what will happen then, but you just have to move. And when you move, life starts opening up. Your opportunities start coming from nowhere, it seems. But
bro, I'll be honest, man. Sometimes I look at my parents' death as a blessing, because like I'd probably still be at home, dude.
That's exactly what I was.
I would be at home. I'd be gaming. I'd be eating Cheetos and stuff. I don't know, bro. Maybe it was the biggest blessing I could have ever had. Like
that's what I'm saying. For example, if I didn't have these problems with skin, with these problems that. Who knows who I would become,
Could you imagine? Yeah, who would you have been right now? You would have been Nature's Chad, bro. You'd be like Nature's Beta. You'd be someone else entirely, man.
Exactly.
So thank God it happens to us.
Yeah, everything is a blessing if you look at it right. But yeah, man. But I believe that's enough for the jobs. But yeah, basically get a job if you don't have one, and if you do, I just want to say this: if you do have a job and you don't see an end goal, this is very important. You need to have something in your mind, a reason why you're working, because it can get very, very tired and it can happen very fast, like very boresome. So basically,
it does. But look, last thing, like you gotta look at what you enjoy, or like what you're at least kind of good at. Like if I think back, bro, I started working out at 15 years old, right? I love working out so much. In my high school, I was like, no one knew of me until I started working out, or they saw like the gains. And then what I did is I was good at motivating people to work out. And so I actually asked the principal or whatever, if during lunch, because lunch was like 45 minutes, I'm like, listen, it takes me 5 minutes to eat my chicken sandwich and drink my milk. Why don't we have like a 30-minute break during lunch where we just go to the weight room? So like me and like 30 other guys, dude, from high school, every lunch we would just go into the weight room and we just pump iron. It was like our modern day pumping iron. Like we were just getting there and banging out some weights. And that's what I was good at. I got all my friends to work out just like you did, bro. Like you got your friends to start lifting and finding that motivation. And so I think there's something there. It's look at what you were doing at a young age, even if you were gaming. Like say you just love video games. Well, maybe you're good at like creating design. Maybe you're good at creating video games. Maybe you're good at coding. I don't know what that is. But once you get honest with yourself, you look at what you've been doing for a while. Yeah, same here. But I was never good at like technical. Like I didn't have a computer in my house until I was like, 19, bro. Like 19, and Yeah.
No, it helps. It helps a lot. For example, for me, with editing, it helps me to get around the computer better. I'm quick at editing. I'm quick at figuring things out, and
That's
like
awesome.
you basically build, and that's the one way to build a brand, I guess you could say. But not just online brand, but like figuring out who you are, like taking small parts of your life and combining it to one thing, one unique thing, and that's how you become you. That's how you become a better you. Not trying to completely go um, outside of your path. For example, with me, I was quite emotional growing up. I was quite. I would cry at everything. I would be like, or either sad or
Yeah.
happy. And then, okay, I will not neglect that side of me because that is kind of me. You can't just erase something completely. But I will use those emotions and then use that as a fuel for creative things. When I'm writing things, I might get emotional, and that's beautiful because I'm using who I am and putting it into something good instead of something bad. So basically, yeah, like you said, just taking things that you were good at or something that's a part of you and using it for the future.
I truly believe that, man. Like 100% to get to know yourself and to like even your personality, your
Mm-hmm.
personality. That reminds me, like, why I think it's good to be alone. Like, I really believe that it's good to be bored,
Yeah.
especially. I started, I kind of have this term I use, intermittent boredom. We all would know what intermittent fasting is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do standard intermittent fasting is 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating window. Now, I think boredom has tremendous benefits. And so I actually have this challenge I do with the guys in my group and myself every day is don't do anything. Like, try to do the least amount of stuff you can do and put yourself in boredom for like 16 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I count my sleep, 8 hours of sleep. And then I also try to push it back for another 8 hours
Yeah.
where I don't turn on the phone. And if the phone's on, I'm not going on social media. I'm not going on YouTube. I'm not doing anything. And I'm just going out in nature. I'm going on walks. I'm doing work. I'm maybe writing in a journal, meditating, doing jiu-jitsu, going to the gym. I can do those things. And maybe reading, these like low stimulus activities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really believe, bro, this has been freaking huge, is when you hit that mark, that like 14, 15, 16 hour mark of just
Mm-hmm.
not having stimulus and boredom, your brain gets really creative. Almost like when you're fasting and your body taps into those ketones, it like transfers, it switches energy sources. Same thing with the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Once you give it time to be bored, the mind is extremely capable of problem solving, creativity, and like picking up on a different wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. If you guys are stuck, if you're listening to this, you're stuck, you have problems in your life, try intermittent boredom. Don't turn on the phone until like 3 p.m. Okay. Or at least 12 p.m. Like, go to sleep, turn off at 10 p.m. and the next day don't turn on for 12 p.m. You will see so many like problems be solved in your life. It'll just come out of thin air. And the thing is, most guys these days, we're all in the same wavelength. If you think about it, our algorithms, Chad, like, I guarantee you our algorithms look similar. Like, we're watching a lot of the same shit. We follow a lot of the same people. So we see the same thing. And so all of us are on a similar wavelength. But what does that give you? It doesn't give you new creative ideas. What gives you creative ideas is when you step away from that stuff and you go out on your own and you let your mind have time to wander and think.
Yes.
From there, now you have new creative ideas. You're literally operating on a new wavelength.
You're so right.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Bro, Friedrich Nietzsche used to say that he would not consume other people's writing when he was trying to write a book. And his favorite thing to do was walk. He said all great thoughts are conceived while walking. And that's huge, bro. That should be a huge thing that we consider in the modern day age, is that we need to step away from the phones. We need to give our minds more time to think and just be bored. Because out of that arises genius. I truly believe we all have like this genius inside of us that we're not tapping into because we're just getting sidetracked by YouTube shorts and all this other BS. All right.
You're so right, man. Yeah, I could definitely relate to that because like 1.5 years ago, I did the same thing, but I did that for literally 1 month. I would just do some work and then just do nothing. I train and do nothing. And during this time, it was when I discovered some of the deepest problems, and I solved the deepest problems I had, like problems with, for example, I found out I had a problem with forgiveness, like forgiving, for example, my parents, my family for some things,
Really?
and holding it in myself, why would I always, for example, fight? Why would I always be emotional? Because I didn't let go. I didn't forgive, and so on and so on. Basically, I found out so many things about myself by just doing nothing. Okay, I would finish my work. I would just lay down on the floor and watch the ceiling. Literally that. It was like this meditation on steroids. And when you're forced to be alone, then you can finally see your thoughts. Because, like you said, we are so consumed. We consume so many content. We consume so many things that we are overwhelming our minds. And we can never actually figure things out for ourselves, because like these things that we talk about right now, like most of those things people can figure out just if they relax for a bit, just sit down for a bit, And when you sit down, you can see these things. Okay, this is just what I need to do. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, man, that's cool that you like realize that it was forgiveness. Like you needed to forgive the parents and let go of that anger, which is freaking huge, man. So huge. With the content, you think about it like this. I could watch 10 videos right now, like 5-minute videos, and they could all be by a different guy. One by Jordan Peterson, one by Joe Rogan, one by this business guy.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like it's nice and all, but my brain was not really built to like have that much input at one time in that short of a time span. You think about like me and you are talking right now, right? We're kind of having this long drawn out form. Which, if you guys are watching this, like once you watch this, listen to this, go turn it off and go do something else. Because in real life, you have a handful of friends, and it's not very often that you have like these deep conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to savor these type of conversations, not just like watch it and then boom, go jump to like some business guru, and then boom, go jump to like Jeff Nippert on fitness. It's not supposed to be like that. It's too much. It doesn't give your time. You don't give your mind time to chew on it and digest it and be it. So that's been big for me, man.
That's the problem with having. I mean, it's a good thing, but also a bad thing with having too much content. There's so many sources, because you don't really appreciate the message. Now, I'm not talking about you and me right now. Like, people are not listening to us. No, but in general, like you could hear such good advice, but just go to the next one because you want more and more and more. You want to learn more and more and more.
You think you're looking for that gold nugget that's going to save your life. Yeah. But there's not.
Yeah. Like, and I always say, like, if you were to read one good book, one good like self-help book, and literally just do what that book said, you will progress so much in life. Like if you were to read like meditations, if you were to read that 5 times, you will learn so much more than if you were just to read 5 different books like fast, just so you get through the books, just so you can say that you read the book. But like for example,
for those listening, I recommend Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I recommend The One Thing by Gary Keller.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you? What would you recommend?
For me, the biggest game changer was like the first book I read was The Compound Effect. That helped me to understand how habits work. But the other book was the 4 Agreements.
Okay.
It's just something about it, that made me think about my behavior. To made me think about how I look at things that happen to me, how I use my words. That's basically the thing. How you use your words. Are you using it to create something, or are you using it to destroy something? Because words are like the most powerful thing we can do. We can literally make someone do something by our words, but we can also totally destroy someone with our words. We are doing this right now. We could talk right now about black pills. We could talk about the bad things that are happening, but instead of that, we are just talking about those things, but in a positive manner. We are talking to people what to do, and not what's going on already. Everyone knows what's going on already, but it's about using your words, good or bad. That's what that book taught me. So I would definitely recommend.
That's who's that by? What is that? The Compound Effect.
The Compound Effect. I believe I'll check it out right now. But the 4 Agreements is by Don Julio. I think. Let me just check. Don Julio Miguel. I think something like that. Don Miguel Ruiz. And the Compound Effect is by. Let me just see. By this is the famous guy, I think, Darren Hardy.
You said Darren Hardy?
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely, it's not the greatest book, but it's the book that I actually read the first when I got into reading and stuff like that. So the other books would probably be like The Way of Men. That really got me into just
that's
embracing,
Jack Donovan.
yeah,
Jack Donovan.
just embracing my masculinity and stuff like that. And there's also one similar with a similar name. It's called The Way of Superior Man. It's by David Deida, something like that. It's basically just about, a guide to loving, guide to spirituality, and at that time it really helped me a lot. At that time it was like it was talking to me directly about my problems, about a young man who's facing problems. So those were probably like the three
I agree.
books.
That's a great book. Way of Spirit Man. I feel like every young guy should read that.
Yeah, of course, and there are other books, like obviously everyone read, not everyone, but a lot of people read Jordan Peterson, a lot of people read the seven habits, I think it's called, like 7 habits of highly effective people, stuff like that.
Bro, what's the most overrated self-improvement book, or just like book? What's the most overrated book?
Well, that's one of those. I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. This is 7 habits or 12 rules.
7 habits of highly effective people.
Yeah, I don't know. I could not finish that book. Dude.
Yeah.
Stephen Covey. God bless his soul.
Yeah, the 12 the Jordan Peterson one, 12 rules. It's a good book, especially for someone who's beginning, someone who's new to self-improvement. But I wouldn't recommend to someone who's like already doing these things. But
bro, for me, it's The Alchemist, man. The Alchemist. That book is so overrated.
It's such a cliche story. Like it's a story, like literally a fiction book, you could even say. It doesn't have that strong lessons.
Well, I love fiction, bro. I like fantasy and fiction and sci-fi.
I was about to ask you about
it. More than self-help books. I think they do more for the mind than any like books like that can.
Yeah.
And the thing about The Alchemist, it's just such a basic cliche, like you
said.
Exactly. Fantasy story. My favorite, bro, is The Name of the Wind.
I was about to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was another book that I read with meditations at the time, where I was just like, dude, I can relate to this character so well. And you probably know of The Hero's Journey. Joseph Campbell kind of laid it out. That book is the hero's journey, dude. And it makes you feel like just motivated and like you can do anything. And it's a fantasy novel.
Yeah.
It's freaking amazing.
You got me into that series, like the whole Patrick Rothfuss.
Really?
So yeah, insane.
Well, I don't think he's ever gonna finish the 3rd book, bro. He's really milking it.
Maybe after his death, we will get
he'll get like a ghostwriter. So yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like that book is so powerful, and that was like the first book, or rather the second book, the wisdom of the old man, something like that.
The Wise Man's Fear.
Yeah, the Wise Man's Fear. That book I literally read like 70 pages a day until I finished it. I was blown away with the writing, with the story, because you already know the story. Nice. You already know what's going on, and you can't wait to read more. So
there's something about reading. For me, it's like if I hit like that 40-50 page mark, bro, I just feel like my testosterone rises, bro. Oftentimes I'll be reading, I just get a boner.
Yeah.
I'm being serious, bro. Like something about just reading, I swear, is like so good for your mind. It's different than audiobooks, because audiobooks is already like a pre-digested, like you're getting the thought. When you read paper and ink, you have to take these little marks off the page. You have to conjure up this image. You have to create this story in your head, and then that has to make sense to you. It's just so good for you, dude. I think it helps with vocabulary. I think it helps you talk to people. I think it helps you just have more like put your mind in order. That's what it does. It helps you put your mind in order.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. When you read consistently, you notice that is powerful, and it changes your life. So
absolutely. And it's just that routine, that habit that actually helps you, but you also feel good while doing it, because there's nothing like it's like a secret pleasure to life, just having your cup of coffee, reading a nice book, getting out in the sun. There's something about just doing that makes life so beautiful,
Yeah.
But it's enjoyment. You're enjoying while doing it, but you're also helping your mind, helping yourself so much. So basically, there are no drawbacks about reading. Like if you are thinking about reading, I'd say just pick out a topic that's interesting to you. Maybe you don't have to read self-help books, maybe not fiction, but like maybe crime, whatever. And just start by reading like 1 page a day. That's your goal, 1 page a day. And then slowly build that habit up.
Yeah, I recommend you guys read The Name of the Wind. Honestly, that book got me to enjoy reading.
Yeah,
So
you're right. You're
from
right.
there, just want to read everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and for that, like I read, then after The Name of the Wind, I read The Witcher, the whole series.
How was The Witcher, man? How was The Witcher?
I recommend, if you haven't read it, this is one of the best series because it's so funny.
Oh.
It combines.
I played the game. I played the game. I never.
That's why I read it. Yeah, because I'm a huge fan of the game. Yeah, but
that's awesome. Yeah.
But that book is so good, and like you said, it's very similar to Name of the Wind in the sense that it has the hero's journey. You know, it
Gotcha.
shows a character's development and through his troubles. You know, through with love, with his journey. It's a great. It's well written book, and it's also very entertaining. You know, people are swearing. There's also a lot of Slav culture. You know, into it. So it's a beautiful series. 7 books.
Bro, do you speak Serbian?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to Croatian, yeah.
Kako si?
Jako dobro, hvala.
Bro,
Yeah.
I had Serbian friends, man. Like
Yeah, I know your friend Nick, right?
Yeah.
You recorded
exactly.
with him. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Bro, let me ask you about the video games.
Yeah.
What were you playing? Because let's be honest, dude, video games are freaking fun. All right, I'm not here to demonize video games. What were you playing though? What's like your
mainly
favorite game?
RPGs? You know, mainly RPGs. Like
did you grow up playing RuneScape and stuff like that?
I haven't played that game. Thankfully.
Neither did I. My buddies all played that.
Yeah,
they all told
believe
me about their green party hats and scamming people on RuneScape.
Yeah, I believe I would I would still be playing something like that if I started. But yeah, I never got into those like World of Warcraft stuff like that. But I did play a lot of League of Legends, and let me tell you that's
League.
That's so addicting, man. That's so addicting because you're literally doing the same action over and over again with no rewards. Like there's no progress, there's no anything. You're just playing and killing yourself. You know.
But here, let's go into this, dude.
Yeah.
There's some like if you think about it, we gotta address this.
Mm-hmm.
Video games are the biggest industry, I believe, right now. Like it's so profitable. So many men are playing it. Why is that? Like, what's the answer? So I want to go into this.
I believe the reason is because we lack that. It's a good thing, but there are no words now. There's nothing that men can actually, or we could say there's no purpose. There's nothing that will make men go out there. Make men explore, get that spirit going, that old masculine spirit going. It's gone. And when you play video games, you have these characters, you have this hero's journey, and then you feel like you're doing something with your life. That's the same thing is like with sports. For example, you're training now Jiu-Jitsu. I'm sure you have that new spirit born into you, like that primal spirit that we just don't get. And with the video games, it replaces it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, bro. I've tried to like map this out because I've thought about that, like I actually got inspired with these ideas from a gamer that is named FTW Dobbins, I believe. I'm probably messing his name up, but he has this video that gave me a lot of good ideas, and it's called Why People Are Dropping Out of College and Playing Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah.
Not working as much and playing Call of Duty. Anyway, so here's the thing, bro. There are certain things that men need, I believe. Like, we really need stuff to feel fulfilled and happy.
Yeah.
Now, why is Call of Duty? Why is League of Legends? Why are these games so popular? Like, be honest, I think 80% of gaming is like pretty much Call of Duty Warzone. Yeah. I'm sure League is up there too, but League's still kind of, not as big.
Yeah, the shooters basically. Shooters with other people. Yeah.
Let's look at that though. Like, why Call of Duty? And here's I think why is because it has 5 things that men need that we do not get in our everyday. You have rank. Okay, you have rank. Call of Duty does that well. You start off at a rank 1. What happens? You go to a certain point and then you can prestige. You have that respect and recognition for your rank. Okay, and for how well you play. You get rewarded and you get rewarded fast. Kill streaks. Boom, 3 kills, UAV, 5 kills, airstrike, 7 kills, 8 kills, helicopter. Boom. You know exactly what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have reward. Then you have flow. People will do crazy things just to get in flow. They'll jump off cliffs, they'll bungee jump, they'll go skydiving. People will do drugs that make them feel flow, feel like flow when you're doing cocaine. So I've heard. And yeah, I've never done cocaine, by the way. I got offered it, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have flow, bro. Mahali Csikszentmihalyi said that like people to feel like good, you pretty much need flow. That's the easiest way to put it. And flow is that balance between something being too difficult and something being too easy. You need to find that sweet spot right in between. And that makes you feel like you're just immersed. And in that immersion, there's like this sense of just like, man, this is it, this is good. Then you need a creative outlet. Okay. You need something that you can show off your twist on things, your ideas, your skills. Just like Instagram is your kind of creative outlet. And you just made a post on creating, right?
Yeah.
That's so important. You can show up, say in league. What's that in league? Like you can show off your special, your character special, and you can help the team in certain ways that other members can't. You can show how good you are with your smarts. So you need a creative outlet. For me, that's YouTube, for me, that's speaking. So, and the last one is competition. Okay. If we don't have competition, dude, as we get older, like when you start competing, it actually raises your testosterone.
100%. Yeah.
And so Call of Duty has all 5 of those things: rank, reward, flow, creative outlet, and competition. I pretty much think that anything that has those things is going to be pretty good. And it's going to attract people. Yeah. So we're talking about, so how do we have this in our own life, dude? Like, I really think we need these in our life. For me, Jiu-Jitsu nailed every single one of those. Rank, you start at a white belt, then you go to blue, and then purple, and then brown, and then black, right? You get respect for that. People recognize you. You get reward because you get this feeling, you get rewarded, man. You tap someone out, it feels freaking amazing. They're patting you on your back. Good job, dude. Wow, amazing. Someone sweeps me during a match, and I'm like, bro, that was nice. You get in flow because it's difficult, but you can figure it out, and it's a game. It's not too hard. I'm not like sparring MMA. I'm not in the UFC ring getting my jaw slammed. No, I'm like rolling around. It's creative. I get to have my own style, right? That creative outlet. I get to put my own twist on it. You get to use my mind. And then competition, bro. I'm about to compete in my 3rd one, and every day you walk in, there's a competition. Like, and I'm telling you, bro, what I was walking today. I'm like, when I speak to Chad, I'm just gonna try to convince him to do jiu-jitsu. I'm just gonna sell him on the idea to do jiu-jitsu, bro. If he gets one thing out of me, it's gonna do jiu-jitsu. But bro, have you ever tried fighting, by the way, grappling?
The thing is, I plan to do it, but I will actually do it next year. Next year is planned to join gym.
You're gonna show your face next year. You're gonna do jiu-jitsu next year.
No. I have a proper reason why. I'm actually going through a rehab of my knee. So basically, if I get into any bad position, I'll just snap, like literally snap. And I'm going through I'm training. But I tore my meniscus a few years ago, and it never truly recovered. And now that I actually saved up some money, I'm investing into that. I'm going to professional therapy. Good. So I'm healthy, and then I will join MMA gym. I have one close to my house. So
let me. I gotta tell your followers this because I know you're gonna start in a year. Okay, so followers, if you start now, you'll be ahead of Chad. But anyway, listen. I was one of those guys that was bodybuilding, obsessed with bodybuilding. Like would work out twice a day. I asked my mom if I could be homeschooled in 12th grade just so I could go to the gym more. Anyway, I was those guys that looked at UFC and grappling and wrestling. All this stuff is like, it's cool, but what's the point? Like, why would I do that? There's so many of you guys that are in this community that are talking about working out. You're missing the other half of the conversation. Put in that physicality to use. And dude, I'm telling you, there's no better thing than jiu-jitsu. Like Muay Thai is great, wrestling's freaking great, striking, boxing is all great. But I really think that jiu-jitsu brings in this level of you don't have to really get hurt, but you can still go all out. You can spar
Yeah,
and you can
yeah, yeah.
experience all the things I just talked about: the rank, the reward, the flow, the creative outlet, and the competition. And when I started that, and I wish I would have started sooner, bro. I wish I would have started like
Mm-hmm.
early 20s. When I started, something went off and I realized this is it. This is it. This is what my life has been missing. No joke. I've been making videos for years. The biggest thing people thank me on now is getting them to start jiu-jitsu.
Seriously.
The biggest thing. I'm like, oh shit, man. Maybe I should just turn a jiu-jitsu channel, you know? But no, like it's because, dude, it fills in that thing. Like that's why so many guys are playing video games, because we don't have those things, right? And we don't have that community. That's
Yeah.
another thing. That community is in jiu-jitsu is amazing. Like you feel connected. You're going in,
Mm-hmm.
there's firefighters there, there's businessmen, there's police officers, there's lawyers. Dude, I mean, it's incredible. The people that you meet, the energy you're around killers, you know, you're not like
Yeah.
murderers, but you're around people that want to be better, dude. They want to be the best. And that is precious, bro. Like that is amazing thing. And
that translates into every aspect in life.
It
If
really
someone
does.
is trying to get better into something,
It really
doesn't
does.
matter what it is, right?
You know, we praise working out, bro. I'm so excited for you to start too, like jiu-jitsu. But like we praise working out, but at the end of the day, working out is a me against me. Working out is if I can motivate myself in my head. Jiu-jitsu is me against another human being that's intelligent, and it is humbling, bro. The first time I went, I got tapped out by 100-pound purple belt.
Yeah.
My instructor Darla, and she almost
Mhm.
broke my arm. And it was in that moment that I said, haha, I gotta figure this game out. You know, like I gotta figure this thing out, man. And dude, you realize like it puts you in other people's minds, like other people are intelligent, you know, like it's very easy to be when you're alone often to kind of get consumed in your own thoughts and stuff. Jiu-jitsu really
Mhm.
woke me up and made me I feel like better to have more empathy, to relate. Like other people are smart, dude. Like a lot of times we call people NPCs and sheep. People aren't stupid, bro. People are not stupid. Majority of people aren't stupid. Yeah, we get deceived and confused in society, like, you know, all the narratives and stuff. But people aren't stupid, bro. And you go to jiu-jitsu, you quickly realize, man, this is a game, and people are good at it. And I got to figure this thing out. And I think you'd love it. That's all. I'm done selling it.
No, for sure. I'm telling you, I will definitely do it. It's something that I wanted to do, like, and exactly for those reasons. But it's nice to hear you say these things, because I was always wondering, what's up with these jiu-jitsu guys on
exactly,
YouTube?
Exactly, bro. Joe Rogan couldn't motivate me. Jocko Willink didn't motivate me. It was this guy from my group, and he's like, listen, bro, I need you to trust me. I need you to do it, dude. I think if I could sell the idea of jiu-jitsu to you guys, or martial arts in general, like I hope that's the one thing you got from this podcast. But it never motivated me, dude, because I thought bodybuilding was the best fucking thing. Be aesthetic, be strong, and just shredded, you know. And dude, last thing I'll say about jiu-jitsu, I could talk about this all day, is if you're trying to live a life and you think that you need to be disciplined, but you find it hard to be disciplined, it's because you have no need to be disciplined. Think about that. Once you start jiu-jitsu, you naturally start self-improving. You quickly realize late nights, staying up and not getting enough sleep, you perform shitty at jiu-jitsu. You're going to be a bad sparring partner. Overeating, you're going to be sluggish. Jiu-jitsu is a lot like a game of chess with your body. You know how to play chess, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a game of chess. If you drink alcohol and you're hungover, you're going to be terrible. You're going to be absolutely dog shit on the mat. Yeah. So you're naturally forced to live a disciplined life, and you don't need to try any longer. You just start living a disciplined life. You build the habit. It's right there. Same thing when you bodybuild. The thing about bodybuilding is there's no really it just gets boring after a while. Like after you do it for years and years, and there's no competition. When you're doing it, the most motivated I was to bodybuild was when I was doing a competition, bro. When I was doing a freaking competition. That's why in the group I do competitions every couple months. We have a competition. I give away like $1,000. We do weight loss challenges, because without competition and accountability, like you just like, you get pumped for about a week and then you die off and you just yo-yo diet and you just like do all these, you know, you just try to get
Yeah, you're
motivated
right.
again. Yeah. So
At that time when you had that competition, I was also actually dieting.
yeah,
And the thing about, like, the biggest thing for me, I believe, that helped me was accountability as well. Because I actually said on the Instagram, I'm doing a cut right now.
yep,
I will keep you updated. And then when I have few thousand people watching and looking what I'm doing, of course you're going to
amazing.
show up. But when you're alone, you know, when you, I will skip today, who cares?
Right.
It's
You
it's
have
very
one
easy to
good
just stop.
day, you do a couple
Yeah,
days, you eat well, and then you go back, you know?
yeah,
No, I think accountability is literally the best way to get results. The best way. Because, you know, you learn that it's hard not to want to crush it when other guys around you are also trying to crush it. So that's my thing, man. Jiu-Jitsu, try it out. Freaking let me know what you think. We'll talk when you start, you know, it'll be amazing.
For
Actually,
sure, man.
I gotta go to class in about at 12, but we got some time. We got some time to talk. So
For sure, for sure. I want to ask you. Well, you spoke about jiu-jitsu and you spoke about bodybuilding, but I also wanted to ask you about something that is also like very high Thumos, you could say. You know, I didn't actually ask you about high Thumos. I will in a later bit, but about you know, something about carrying things, about racks, about, you know, about carrying
I'll
things
go
above
into
your
this.
head.
All right.
Like, tell me about it.
All right. So by the way, I don't. This isn't me trying to promote myself, but my channel, my name's Elisha Long, and I started saying hi Thumos as kind of an intro to my videos, and Thumos is a Greek word that means spiritedness, and that, you know, that was a way like high spirits, man, like high Thumos, you know, like that's the lifestyle. The lifestyle we're living is to have energy and vigor. And that's Thumos for me. So I started the High Thumos men's community. And one thing that we do in this community, every week, there's like these carry workouts. We call them the High Thumos carry workouts. But recently, I introduced rucking to the group. And I actually have a channel in our group called Ruck and Roll. Like rock and roll, but ruck and roll. The rolling is for jiu-jitsu. So all rucking is you take a backpack, you fill it with like 10% of your body weight, and you put on your back and you go walk 2, 3, 4 miles, 5 miles. Now, I got inspired to do this from a book by Michael Easter. It's called The Comfort Crisis. Great book, highly recommend. Now, he talked about rucking. I was like, man, you know what? I got to try that. And his thing was saying that, listen, humans were relatively slow when it comes to running. Like, we got Usain Bolt, but cheetahs can outrun us. A grizzly bear can outrun you. A damn crocodile could probably outrun you, you know? When it comes to strength, we're really not that strong. Like, a chimp is stronger than a human, right? Like,
Yes.
So what we are good at, though, is carrying things. And we need it to be good to carry things on 2 feet for long distances. We need to be able to track down an animal, let it die of heat exhaustion, because we can go really far without dying of heat exhaustion. And then we need to be able to carry that sucker back to camp and cook it up for the rest of the tribe.
Yeah.
And so there's this natural inclination, I guess, or, you know, this ability to carry things for long distances. And it gives you this feeling, I believe, that's just wholesome, like incredible. Like, you feel fulfilled. Like, dude, I honestly think rucking has changed walking for me forever. Like, whenever I go on a walk now, I put a 30-pound dumbbell in my backpack and I just walk. Like, I did that this morning, bro. I feel freaking great. It helps your posture. You burn more calories than walking alone. And it's easier on your joints than running, because I hate running, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not gonna start running. Like, I'll do sprints, but I'm not going long distance running. You can't get me to do it. Though, have you seen runners, bro? They're like broken people. Like, runners at 50, bro, they're mangled. Like, it's terrible for your joints.
I mean,
anyway,
it is true. Like, lifting weights is actually healthier than running long term.
Because the impact, that knee shear, that impact on your knees over time.
Yeah, and when you're lifting weights, it increases your bone density.
Exactly.
Go on.
So anyway, I love it, and I think every guy should try it. I mean, dude, after a month of doing it in the group, we have had so many guys that are just losing weight. Their posture's better. Dude, there's something about picking up a burden and carrying it that just gives you mental toughness, because you don't have to do it. And once you get in flow, dude, after like a couple miles, you know, back to the Bible, Jesus told his followers, he was like, pick up your cross and follow me, right? Dude, there's something there. Pick up a burden and go and just walk. Pick up a burden and something will change in your mind where you become more resilient. You know, like Nicholas, I forgot his name, but he says anti-fragile. Taleb, Nicholas Taleb. You become anti-fragile, bro. You like become greater, like able to adapt to chaos and then become even stronger. And that for me, like rucking has been the thing that has been that mental toughness I needed. Like, you know, I can do more than I am capable of. And I can, it just makes you like more resilient. That's the best way I can. It like numbs your mind. Like David Goggins says, like callous the mind. Like it really does callous the mind because it's uncomfortable. But after you realize, dude, I'm carrying 30, 40 pounds on my back right now for miles. And then I come home and I take that sucker off. Okay, what next? You know, fucking love it, dude.
Yeah. It makes sense actually. Yeah, I mean, I'm big on walking meditation, and basically when you're rocking, it forces you to go get into that meditative state.
It forces you. Yeah,
exactly.
Because you have a mental barrier to like climb over. Yeah, and then you keep climbing, like you get above a benchmark, and then again you break that benchmark. It's crazy. I did the rocking when I was losing weight. Yeah, I gotta come to Croatia, bro. I bet you got some beautiful landscapes. You know, we gotta go rocking.
Man, it's crazy. Like small country, but you have everything. Like I'm near sea right now, and it's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of hills. There's a lot of. It's beautiful. Like you should definitely come. I'm not selling Croatia, but it's one of the most.
Hey, sell it off, man. They got nice women there. Good women.
The women are the prettiest in whole Europe. I'm not even kidding.
You're lying.
I go when you go outside. You know, when you go to like maybe around colleges and stuff that. Every girl is like minimum 7 out of 10. I'm not even kidding you. Like, they're the most beautiful girls here in Croatia. And one thing that is also very important is that they still have some brains left.
They got some tradition too.
Yeah, they still have some tradition, especially as you go more to the eastern side of the Europe. But that's like one thing. Like you can speak to women normally. I'm not afraid to say something and she will get triggered.
I see.
Yeah. So that's
bro. I swear to God, this happened the other day. I went out. Okay, I'm with my like buddy from Jiu-Jitsu, and like I went out with him, and there's this girl. His friend showed up with his girlfriend, and the girl, like this one guy was trying to like, he was super drunk, and he was kind of like trying to pick a fight with me, and I got sick of it. I'm just saying, I'm like, why don't you do something then, dude? Or I'm like, why don't you just do it? And then he kind of backed off, and my buddy was like, all right, bro, we got to go. But the girl, like, watched, right? The girl watched. And later, the girl said to me, can you show me how you could be that calm when someone wants to fight you? Now, listen, bro, I don't want to fight anyone. I'm kind of a pussy, I'll be honest. I've always been a pussy when it comes to fighting. I don't want to fight anyone. But I told her in a completely harmless way, I was like, you're a girl. You don't got to worry about that. You don't got to worry about anyone punching you. Dude, me saying you're a girl, that you don't got to worry about someone punching you or getting in a fight with, she went completely fucking 180. It's like the devil got into her body and just started controlling her like a freaking marionette, like a puppet, dude. This girl went off on me, bro. She's like, well, my father hit me. I'm like, oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, my father would punch me. And I'm just like, oh God, I'm so sorry for you. And like, she's like, yeah, well, maybe. And I was like, well, maybe you should try jiu-jitsu, you know? I'm like selling her on jiu-jitsu now. And dude, she's fucking going off. I'm like, just keeping my cool. Like, all right, this dumb bitch. Like, I know what she's doing. She's trying to get me to react. I'm just keeping my cool.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she was like, I need to learn so I can protect myself from men like you. You know, like men like you. And I'm just like, oh God, I got to get out of here. I'm like, all right, I'll see you. You know, I walked away and it's just, dude, I don't know, man. And that's the thing. It's easy to think like most women are like that. Let me tell you, most women are not like that. Most women are great. Like it's easy to say like all Western women are messed up. Yeah, there's some messed up ones. Don't get me wrong. But once you become a man, dude, like once you become a man and you're like feel good about yourself and you can go through these women and judge and really, you can just lay the law down. You know, you just lay it down, bro. Like you just know, and like I'm a man, and the woman look up to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and you start loving those things. Like you start actually, it's cute because when they do those things, like
you can laugh it off. Like I'm not actually.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a
Exactly.
funny thing is, I went to the bathroom and I came back to the table, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna go sit in the corner," and I just kind of ignored her, and you could see it like got under her skin. Like, dude, when women have that anger towards you, that's just passion, baby. That's passion. You know, like she's not getting mad at the freaking loser next to her that's like trying to hit on her. She's mad at me for a reason. Like, there's passion. Give me that passion.
Yeah, exactly. And there's just like this defense mechanism where high masculine man, like she will immediately like defend herself, like naturally, but she is in the most cases attracted to you, especially how because she approached you. I mean, she literally approached you. So
right.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah.
Yeah, man, it's hard. You gotta be mentally tough, though. You gotta realize it's not about you. A lot of people just suffering in their head, and they're trying to. It's their way of getting status. It's their way of getting the upper hand and trying to control things. That's what anger is, man. It's like this form of control, you know. And you get angry and try to control because you think you're trying to control through anger.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you gain understanding, like as soon as you have understanding, it all of it goes away. You understand, okay, this guy is acting because of that, this guy maybe had a bad day or something like that, and then you understand, like literally it's impossible to get angry. But if you are not aware, you know, if you're just going around like, as we said, NPC, so that then you will just get into these fights, you'll just react. But as soon as you understand and you are actually aware of the things that are going on, it's so easy to stay calm.
Yep. Yes, it is.
But yeah, man. I want to ask you. I will wrap it up soon. I know we have to go. Where were we? We talked about rugs. You talked about. We pretty much talked about everything.
Well, that was good talk, dude. Seriously, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Let's do it again. You know, like seriously, let's do it again. Maybe your subscribers or whatever, they got some questions. I'll, I'm sure some ideas will pop into our brain. We'll do it here again. But
man.
Yeah, give the rucking a try, dude. It's been.
I did actually. Like,
you did. You did it when you were losing weight. Okay.
Yeah. So it's such a great thing.
Last thing, back to your name, bro. Like nature's chat. Like I love it.
That's the one thing I want to talk about.
Getting in nature and rucking in nature, especially like the Japanese have a term for it, shinenoku or something like, which it means forest bathing, and they actually will take patients out to the forest, and for 20 minutes, and their blood pressure drops. A lot of their ailments start to disappear, bro. It's freaking like magical, dude. Like connecting with nature we need to do it. We have to do it.
Absolutely. I'm glad you start talking about this because I forgot to bring it up. But for like nature, I mean, it's in the name. Nature is natural. It's something so close to us. We are nature, you know. It's something normal, but we just got so far away from it. So far away. Everything in the modern world is making us go far away from it. Basically. Like technology, okay, it has some advantages. I'm talking right now to you with technology, it's great, but overconsumption, and then just this lifestyle, this modern lifestyle of working office jobs, not seeing the sun, just everything indoors, especially with this pandemic, it's literally killing our mental health. It's completely killing us, and we don't know why. People will try to get on antidepressants, they will start doing this and that, but sometimes it's simple as go outside. That's it.
Like this is something, I know you forgot to kind of bring it up because it's so close to you and so natural for you. Like we often forget things that are so basic to us, but again, remember, like other people need to hear that, dude. Sometimes you only need the basic things. Keep it simple. Here, that KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. I like to say keep it stupid simple. Like make it stupid simple. Okay, that's a good life, a simple life. But anyway,
you're right.
The nature, bro. The nature, simple as. They've done studies where they put patients in a hospital, like they give them a window to a garden and they heal quicker. They've done stuff where like 6 hours a month of just like, that's not a lot of nature, like that's 6 hours a month of being immersed in a forest or something. That's not a lot, but that will heal you, bro. Like that'll rejuvenate your mind. You'll have more vitality. You'll feel more depression start to fade away. Even walking, like a daily walk for weeks, like cures depression. That's like well known. So
you're right, man.
And
it has like literal scientific reasons for that. Like literally, the sun is making you feel better. It's making you produce more hormones that will make you happier. But other than that, like you just need to think about it. It's nature. It's our home. And for me personally, like I spend as much as time as I can outside. Like when I'm writing, I'm outside. You know, when I'm training, I have an outside gym. Like my gym is outside. Like I'm
That's
always
so
in the
sick.
sun. Like I was dying during the summer months. Like it's hot, but I did it, and it is beautiful. And you know everything. I mean, if it wasn't noisy outside, I would record this outside because it just feels better to do things outside. You know, it's how we did it for years and years, and it feels right. But for me, nature, I'm called nature chat because it was during this when the pandemic started, when all these things started. That's when I really rediscovered my love and my connection with nature, because yes, I did improve myself. I did all of these things, but like you said, something as simple as going outside was missing from my life. You know, was missing that key to that like small piece of puzzle to happiness. And
that's such a good point you made, dude.
Yeah,
like, you weren't going outside. When I look back and I was the most depressed, I wasn't going outside.
Yeah,
I was like sitting inside out there. Yeah.
Sometimes it's so simple, and for some, you know, maybe you don't have too many problems in life. Maybe it's just about getting us out, and you're good, you know. But other than that, for me, I'm literally living next to the sea. You know, I have a garden in front of my house.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was still in my computer, in my bed, stuff like that. But basically, okay, the pandemic started, the lockdown started. What can I do? Well, let me go outside. Let me just go outside in front of my house. Let me drink my coffee. Let me read a book outside, you know. And then I was just standing there, and I was thinking, like, looking at the trees. Nature is not changed at all. There's so many drama in the world. So many, like this COVID stuff, this and that, these politicians, this war. Nature doesn't care. It's just standing there. The tree is just there. Whatever you say, whatever happens in the world, the nature will stay there. You know, it is unaffected by our thoughts. And something so powerful, like it's always here, it's always comforting, it's always there to bring you energy, to bring you life.
It is. That's a good point.
That just resonated with me, you know. It's just
there, yeah. It does. Like, you always know the forest is there. You need to go on a trip to the forest, it's always going to be there until it's not.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes, and sometimes I literally can feel the energy that like this, just pure. I don't know how to say, but you just feel the presence. You feel something alive. For example, when I'm training outside, or for example, when I'm tired, I literally feel like trees are watching me. No matter how crazy that sounds, I feel the presence. I feel the energy, and it's just there for us because, like I said, we are nature. We are just a part of the nature, as it is part of the world, part of the. You know, it's made. We are made of the same material. We are made of the same things.
Dude.
Yeah, so it's all connected, and you know, then I started going out to the sea, just starting feeling like just being there, you know, just being in the nature, and all of a sudden I started feeling better. Like my mood improved.
Really?
I started getting better ideas, you know, creative ideas. Right now, if I go to nature and I just grab a notepad, I'll write something like poetry, literally. I'll write something. I don't like to write those things, but it will go out. It will go out of me, you know.
Yeah, it just flows out of you.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like nature, I mean, we could talk so much.
Bro, let me ask you, you like to fish? You live by the sea, like to fish?
I do, but I have to get a license to do it here.
Oh, okay, yeah. You gotta have a license here too. Yeah, bro, I love to fish, but I'm like, I haven't done it for a long time. But man, we used to go. My dad used to take me deep sea fishing, and man, I had never had such a good time. Like just being on the water, you know, just catching some big old fish. Loved it.
Yeah,
but
because you're just there in the moment, you know, you're literally alive and part of the nature, just part doing what. Yeah, and like I said, it's just sometimes it's so simple, you know, simple life. You are at the sea, you are in the forest, you are drinking your water, you're eating something that's part of the local area. You know, you do your job, you maybe lift your weights, and you're happy. Sometimes, sometimes the most important lessons are just simple. Do everything simple, and then if there's something extra you need to work on, you know, something that's deeply into it, okay. But most of the times, the biggest problems we have, like the modern man, we can solve with simple solutions. You know, finding something to commit to ourselves to, doing positive actions, and you know, just joining a Jiu-Jitsu club.
Yeah. Yeah, simple things, man. So, bro, amazing talk. I feel like I could talk to you for like another 4 hours. To be
exactly,
honest.
You're right.
You know how that isn't that weird? More. Like, it's funny because conversation, you have the beginning. There's that bit of uncertainty, maybe
Mm-hmm.
awkwardness. I'm not saying it was awkward, but it's only like you get the pleasantry out of the way, and it's only like after an hour or two where you get really down and dirty. You know, like you finally get to the meat of it. And
Yeah.
I find that with like random people, dude. Like, you know, even at parties or something. Like once you get out of the first awkwardness, the pleasantries, then you can actually really be human and you can connect on a deeper level. So, yeah, bro, I
Mm-hmm.
love these long form conversations. We'll definitely do it again. All right,
Absolutely,
I
man.
gotta
Yeah.
go get ready now. But thank you for
Yeah.
having me
So
on. I'm
of course.
blessed, man.
So
Thank you.
let the people know where they can find you, what's going on with you. You know.
Yeah. So my YouTube channel, that's kind of where it started. That's what I'm still doing. Elisha Long, Elisha. My last name is Long. We have the High Thumos Discord. You can find that from links on my YouTube or on my Instagram. But my Instagram is ELISHALONGWS. The WS stands for
I'll
Warrior
put it
Spirit.
into the description. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll put
perfect.
everything.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man. And yeah, man, let's get it, dude. I'm pumped. Thank you for
Yeah.
this. This inspired
Thank you so
me.
much,
Feel
man.
rejuvenated,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, seriously.
No, yeah, like I said in the beginning, you were just a huge person in my life, you know, huge influence, and now getting to do this with you is a huge pleasure, and I'm sure we'll do it again. And yeah,
Absolutely.
good luck on your training session, man.
Yeah.
And
All right, I'm
yeah,
looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to you. We're gonna roll one day. It's gonna be good.
all right, next year you in Croatia, we
Let's
have a
go.
little tournament. Let's go.
I'll get my passport. I'll be over there, man. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right,
Okay,
brother.
man. Have
Hey,
a good
thank you.
one.
Thank you again.
Thank you, man.
All
Thank
right.
you. Goodbye.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.